So you're coming off meds and you're feeling worse than you've ever felt in your life. You start to call your doctor, but then you remember they told you they weren't going to help you come off your meds. So that's hitting a brick wall. Or maybe they said they would help and said you should be able to come off your entire psych drug cocktail in 2 to 4 weeks tops. You followed their advice, and now you feel like you're living in the movie Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Prescriber incompetence and psych drug withdrawal hold sway over you, just like Freddy Krueger had control over Philip Anderson, manipulating poor Philip like a human marionette before ultimately guiding him straight to his doom. Thankfully, there are ways for us to cut those strings and start making our own path towards healing and recovery and the rest of our lives. So here are 2 resources to help you safely navigate the nightmare of psych drug tapering and withdrawal, and someday put most of it behind you like it was all a bad dream. It can be a traumatic experience, so it may not go away entirely, but hopefully this will make it less traumatic. All right, first resource, the Withdrawal Project. You can find it on the website for the Inner Compass Initiative. When you're there, you want to click on the tab for Taper More Safely. This will take you to the Withdrawal Project's homepage. It's here that you'll find a comprehensive guide to coming off psychiatric drugs. This guide is linearly structured and takes you through the process of discontinuing your meds from beginning to end. You are free to jump right into that all-important tapering section, but there are other sections like the Prepare section that, to be honest, you're really not going to want to skip. And that's because you'll want a stable, solid launch system in place before taking off, one that will help steady you along the way. For instance, there's one section that deals with the question of why do you want to come off your meds? Being able to answer this truthfully and remind yourself of it time and again can really help you get through some of the darkest days and nights that may be ahead. Inner Compass calls this your withdrawal beacon, but you can read more about that in the guide. On the Inner Compass website, that's where you go to find the Withdrawal Project, there's also a social network of sorts called Inner Compass Connect. You can use Inner Compass Connect to try to find others in the community who are going through similar things, some of whom may even live close enough for you to meet in real life. And lastly, there's also the Inner Compass Conversations Facebook group, which should still be doing weekly live streams. Those can be very helpful, and I actually did a couple of them a while back with Laura Delano, so those should still be available somewhere for your viewing pleasure. Resource 2. Surviving Antidepressants. SurvivingAntidepressants.org is a site for peer support, documentation, and education regarding withdrawal and withdrawal syndrome caused by psychiatric drugs. Now, it does say specifically for antidepressants, but actually they cover all category of psych drugs. It's a forum-based website, and the administrator and the moderators are very experienced, supportive, and knowledgeable. Like the previous resource, it has various sections for coming off your meds and healing and recovery and so on. And you can find all of that on the homepage. Each section has its own forum post, basically. Being a forum, it is interactive. You don't have to engage, you can lurk, but you have the option of engaging. You can ask questions, which is great. And you should get answers, good answers, even greater. That's the beauty of surviving antidepressants. And that's why I often recommend it whether I mention other resources or not. I'd also recommend following their advice on keeping a taper journal of your daily symptom pattern and drug dosing. And I'd really suggest doing this anyway. But this makes it easier for people like the moderators of the forums to help you if something goes wrong. Like if you were to develop a new withdrawal symptom. Or if you just need advice, or if you need some confusion cleared up about the tapering process, whatever it might be. Tapering and withdrawal can sort of be like being in a labyrinth, and sometimes you're going to take a wrong turn. This taper journal can be like leaving a trail of breadcrumbs behind, so you can more easily retrace your steps, and eventually, hopefully, make the right move. Now, a word of warning for all resources on this subject. Tapering and withdrawal info can seem impenetrable. It can be very dry and overly academic, and often out of necessity. And in case you're wondering or feeling bad about your comprehension ability, even accomplished academics who normally live and breathe this stuff can have a hard time understanding it, especially if they're reading about it while their taper is underway. Because while you're coming off your meds, it's kind of like you've had your brain sucked out of your skull.
They sucked his brains out.
And you have to wait until the process is over to get it put back in. Just get in there, buddy. Get here. There you go. That's a squishy brain. Just a meat suit. That was the video's budget. So that's okay. Don't fret, because it's only temporary. Because soon enough, you'll be thinking and talking like me. I'm from Alabama. I went to a school where our desks were just hay bales. And most middle schoolers were old enough to drive themselves to school. And in 8th grade honors math, we finally learned how to divide and multiply. So I'm a bad example, but rest assured you'll get your wits back. In the meantime, don't feel bad about needing someone to ask you to help you read over the information on those websites, or help you come up with questions to ask on a forum, and help you with the wording if you feel you need it. We don't always have a way with words while in withdrawal.
That Buford's a sly one. He already knows his ABCs.
So whatever you need, do ask for it. We're dealing with an iatrogenic brain injury while in withdrawal. That's an injury caused by medical treatment. There's no shame in needing help we're not used to needing. And lastly, although Surviving Antidepressants is a forum-based website, it's basically non-toxic as far as I can tell. It's not a bottomless pit of despair and hopelessness where you're breathing in nothing but bad air. It's very much a place of learning and discussion and hope. And success stories. Those are on there too. All right, in conclusion, those aren't the only resources out there, but I consider both of these to be highly respected, thorough, and with advice that's safe to follow. No resource is perfect. Nothing is going to have everything you're looking for, but the ones mentioned here are as comprehensive as it gets and are entirely free for you to use. Yeah, free's good. And feel free to show these resources to your prescriber if they've shown a willingness to help. A lack of training and education on their part is a key reason why so many of us have been abandoned and/or harmed by our clinicians. These are tools that can help mitigate or even prevent a lot of that damage, or at least plant a brain seed in your doc that eventually blossoms into a big old tree of knowledge and expertise and a commitment to truly do no harm. But most of all, in the meantime, these resources can hopefully help you be safer along your own journey to wellness and recovery and wherever it is you most want to go in life. They can help you become better equipped to survive the nightmare and hopefully someday even thrive, whatever that looks like for you. Well, that wraps it up. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Share it if you feel like it. It all helps these resources and the channel reach more people. And that's always a great thing. This has been Russell B. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye.